Major funding for this program was provided by subscribers like you, with additional support from clicking the like button. Thank you.
How many times have you watched a really nice car go by and thought, I wonder if I could afford one of those? Well, today I'm here to tell you, I don't know. How could I know? I have no idea what your situation is. I do know that hard numbers make easier choices. So going over my costs may give you insight into what is possible with a used Mercedes convertible. Here is what I paid to own and operate a 1990 Mercedes 300 SL convertible for 8 years and 159,000 miles. $48,179.30. But there is a lot more to the story than that single figure reveals. Fixed costs you have to pay even if the car just stands around and you never even drive it. These are things like insurance, registration, inspection, and depreciation. Variable costs are influenced by how much and how long you drive the car. They can be obvious things like gasoline and tires and oil changes, but also things like brake jobs and broken parts replacement. I will say right at the start that this analysis does not include highway tolls or parking fees, although they are certainly valid measures when considering all of your ownership costs. First, the fixed costs. That came to $12,213.50 over the 86 months that I used the car. Even some of these costs were things I could control, like the type of insurance that I used. For the variable costs, I am only including gasoline, oil changes, parts and labor for maintenance and repairs, and tires. Those costs came to a grand total of $35,965.80. They were far larger than the fixed costs, based on the fact that I drove that car a lot. I put 159,000 miles on the car in roughly 8 years. Again, the expense number could have been lowered by, say, using cheaper gasoline. I almost always filled up with 91 octane, as Mercedes recommends to use only premium fuel. I bought brand name tires in the correct size and speed rating and never wore them down to the legal limit of the tread depth. So maybe I could have bought one less set of tires by running each other set down to the point where you could see the air in them. But that seems like a false economy to me. I might have ended up collecting road furniture on some wet or snowy conditions. And a hole in the fence costs a lot more than a set of nice tires. My variable costs also included the scheduled maintenance and repairs. Most of those I did myself. That is less cash out of pocket, but it does trade time for money. My favorite local shop was charging about $120 an hour for labor. So doing things myself did save some loot, but they can do many things much faster than I can, and some services I just don't have the facilities for, like wheel alignments or tire balancing. And I'll grant, you could even make an argument that I should include the cost of any tools or consumables purchased in my total as well. I didn't do that. So you can see the final figure could easily be much higher, or even a little bit lower, depending on how the various costs are handled. Paying less might have meant driving less, using cheaper gasoline and riding on inexpensive tires until they were really worn out. I don't think I would have enjoyed that very much. Or I could have just paid someone else to do all of the service on the car. That would have been more convenient, but much more expensive. I would have enjoyed that even less. Now, I do have a more detailed breakdown of the actual cost. Things like, at what mileage did I replace my tires, and what did they cost? What my overall fuel consumption was, and what the cost per mile that worked out to be. Also, the cost per mile of things like oil changes and brake jobs. even the repairs that I did and filmed for this channel. But gathering and presenting that is still a lot of work. So I plan to make that video sometime after I reach 10,000 subscribers. So if you are curious to find out those details about convertible Mercedes R129 ownership costs, don't hesitate to hit both the subscribe button and the notification bell. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Scene 12, Dog, Take 2. And action.